Yo, yo, what's up, basketball fans? Welcome back to the show where the takes are hot and the vibe is chill and the off-season chaos is very, very real. We here at the Perimeter Defense Podcast want to welcome you back. I'm your host, Queen Chill Mode, and today's episode is called Mini Moves, the NBA edition. And trust me, the NBA offseason has not disappointed so far. All right, we got Kevin Durant in Houston, Porzingis in Atlanta, Desmond Bane in Orlando, you and me at the house. I mean, the league's moving like it's NBA 2K. But all jokes aside, let's talk fits and hand out some summer school grades. But before we get into it, remember to subscribe, like, and comment. Turn on your post notifications so you won't miss any episodes. Mini Magic moves. That's right, the Magic making moves around here. Sure enough, Orlando out here trying to be Memphis East, and I'm not mad at them. Not at all. I mean, they've added former Memphis guard Desmond Bane via a trade and signed his former Memphis Grizzly teammate, point guard Tyus Jones. Now, Desmond Bane, let's do a little analyzing his game. First of all, he's an elite shooter which will add spacing for Baccaro and Franz Wagner. I mean, he'll bring a veteran presence who's playoff tested and possibly can be another guy that you could look to down the stretch, in crunch time to help out with scoring. Because, Orlando is one of those teams that got an excellent defense, but scoring has been their problem, and adding someone to the equation like a Desmond Bane, who's coming off a season where he averaged 19 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists on 48% shooting from the field and 39% shooting from the three-point range. Oh, and of course, he's one of the better free throw shooters in the NBA, in which he shot 89.4% from the free throw line. So he's a great addition in my opinion. But also, I like the fit of Tyus Jones. That's right, he finally could very well be getting a starting point guard, or depending on the health of Jalen Suggs, a solid 6-man. But he'll definitely bring leadership, and he's capable of bringing that young core together with his calm, low turnover play. And here's a fun fact about Tyus Jones. He has the highest career assist-to-turnover ratio in NBA history for a player with at least 1,000 career assists. I mean, talk about taking care of the basketball. I mean, he could very well be that floor general the Orlando Magic have been missing. I mean, this Magic team might mess around and win 50 games or more. I'm saying it before the timeline starts claiming it. And of course, not to be outdone, the Magic did go ahead and re-sign Franz's older brother Mo Wagner to a 1-year deal to return to the Magic. I definitely like this pick. I definitely like the addition of both of these players because they both provide several things to the Orlando Magic team that is much needed, from scoring from Desmond Bane to leadership, a steady point guard, and also one of your better bench players in Mo Wagner will return. Now, the Atlanta Hawks have made some nice moves as well that I'm really liking, but at the same time, I'm cautious, and primarily because of Kristaps Porzingis' injury history. But nevertheless, that didn't stop the Hawks from going out and acquiring him in a trade and adding another big to the equation, but this time a floor spacing big. That's right, he's a strong three-point shooter, as evident by his 41% three-point shooting percentage from last season. He can create space for other players like Trae Young and Jalen Johnson, as well as punish teams that will utilize switch defenses against him. And of course, with his 7'3" size, he'll be a presence in the paint that may improve the Hawks' interior defense. Oh, and if you didn't think that was enough, he brings versatility to the equation as well. He has a unique blend of offense and defensive capabilities, allowing for different lineup configurations. And of course, however, as I stated earlier, the big concern for him would definitely be his injury history. But aside from that, great pickup by the Hawks. Another acquisition that was acquired this offseason by the Hawks was that of Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and they got him in a sign-and trade with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, he's expected to make a significant impact, particularly in bolstering their defense and their three-point shooter. He's known for his strong on-ball defense, his ability to disrupt opponents and create deflections, as evident by his 170 total deflections last season, And that definitely will be an asset to a Hawks team. And they're a team that's young. They like to get out and run. And if you can get deflections that create turnovers, bam, bam, there's the transaction game for you right there. Now, aside from his defensive prowess, he'll also be an excellent floor spacer for the Hawks. He's a career 36% three-point shooter. He's shown the ability to knock down shots consistently. And as before mentioned, with Trae Young and Jalen Johnson on the court, he'll provide floor spacing for them to do what they do best. Now, in essence, the Hawks are hoping that the addition of Nickeil Alexander-Walker will provide a boost to their defense, three-point shooting, and overall depth, hopefully helping make them a more competitive team in the Eastern Conference. Also, an addition that was added this offseason so far for the Hawks was the signing of free agent guard forward Luke Kennard. He's a sharpshooter. He'll be another player that will be a floor spacer for the Hawks. But of course, with his defensive issues, there could be some problem there as it pertains to how often he plays with Trae Young, being that both guys are the kind of defensive players teams like to seek out and try to exploit. It'll be very interesting to see how they work well together. But aside from that, a solid pickup nevertheless. Now, the pickup this offseason, obviously that's the talk of the town, or the talk of the league, the talk of the fan bases. Whether you're a Rockets fan or not, it's still something that you have to be interested in. It's something that, for me personally, I'm interested to see how it works out. The addition of Kevin Durant and his impact to the Houston Rockets. Of course, he's an all-world, all-legend, all-pro, future Hall of Famer, as we all know. But he'll bring an instant championship contending status to the Rockets. We'll see. But nevertheless, his presence alone will give them that mindset. He's a reliable, high-scoring option, especially in crucial moments. And that's something that the Houston Rockets have been missing all last season. He improves offensive efficiency of the Hawks. He will enhance their spacing in their team play. Okay, Durant's shooting ability will create more space for his teammates, opening up scoring opportunities as well. His impact for other players will be enormous. His arrival will benefit players like Şengün, as well as Amen Thompson. In particular with Şengün, he could develop a good pick and roll duo between the two that could be nasty and in a good way, But also, I'm looking forward to seeing how him and Amen Thompson will connect. We as fans, we all know, if you watched the playoffs this past year, or this past few months ago actually, he's a consistent jump shot away for being one of them ones. Come on now, we all know this. One of the best players in the league if he get that jump shot down on a consistent basis, because he has all the tools in all the other areas. He can learn from KD, one of the most efficient shooters in the league. I definitely like that. Definitely do. He'll be able to learn from him, not only in terms of consistency as it pertains to shooting, but also he may be able to pick up a move or two that'll be a go-to for him. But the addition of Dorian Finney-Smith, I messed this man's name up, who is a Swiss Army knife type of player, a great pickup. We all know 3-and-D is a position that every team has to have if you're trying to get to that next level. And Houston messed around and added another one to the ones they already got. He'll bring toughness, defense, experience, along with floor spacing, being that he again is a 3-and-3 type wing. He'll bring some wing depth to the equation. He's a solid plug-in guy that you can bring in and have him close out lineups because of his defense. Imagine the defensive trio of Amen Thompson, Tyree Eason, and Dorian Finney-Smith. Oh, that's going to be nice. That's going to be nice. Yes, it is. Now, as part of the 7 trade, the Houston Rockets were able to bring back Clint Capella, the center. He'll add depth to this center position with Şengün and Adams. Yeah, they got some depth at that position already. Now, what he'll bring to the table is stuff Rockets fans have always known for a while, from his time with the team in his previous stint. He'll bring that rim protection, solid rebounder, an excellent guy who excels in pick and roll play. The Rockets are aiming for a championship this upcoming season, and with the off-season additions, their strategy is to build a strong and competitive team. And hey, I'm looking forward to seeing what they become and how far they can go. But on the side note, in the midst of all that excitement, they did have to move on from one of their young players, and that was they traded forward Cam Whitmore to the Washington Wizards in exchange for 2 second-round draft picks, one of which will be the 2026 second-round pick that belonged to the Bulls, that was conveyed to the Washington, and now it's going to. And then, of course, the 2029 second-round pick that was once the Sacramento Kings. Now, I would be remiss if I talked about NBA offseason moves and failed to talk about my favorite team, the Chicago Bulls. Lonzo Ball has officially been traded for the Chicago Bulls to the Cleveland Cavaliers in exchange for Isaac Okoro, which brings an end to the era for Lonzo and a beginning, or a fresh start, new beginning I should say, for Okoro. I mean, let's be honest. I enjoyed having Lonzo Ball as a member of my Bulls. I enjoyed the tempo that he brought, his vision, his defense, and of course his outside shooting. But with repeated injuries that limited his play to only 70 games as a Chicago Bull, apparently the front office was ready to move on from him, and that's exactly what they've done. In comes Isaac Okoro, a 24-year-old wing who can flat out defend. I mean, he's been in Cleveland playing behind the likes of Mitchell, Hunter, Garland, and Mobley. But this is an opportunity for him to get a fresh start. Now, we all know, well, many people know, he's not a shooter, but he is an elite point of attack defender who plays hard. Maybe with the new location with the Chicago Bulls, maybe he'll be able to fulfill some of his offensive dreams or hopes or expectations that were placed upon him upon coming into the league that unfortunately he's yet to fulfill. However, his fit with the Bulls at this point where he is right now could pretty much be that of a great defensive guy. I mean, you can slide Okoro into a rotation with Noah, Ayo, Dalen Terry, and suddenly you may have a gritty defensive-minded wing unit that could swarm the perimeter and create havoc. Also, the Bulls were able to re-sign Tre Jones in the wake of the Lonzo Ball trade. Now, Tre Jones, much like his brother Tyus, is one of the better guards at taking care of the basketball. Also, and he had a nice run with the Bulls after being traded at the deadline, in which he finished the season with 11 points, finished the Bulls, averaging 11 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds on 57% shooting from the field. So adding him or retaining his services, I like it. I do indeed. He was one of my favorite players to watch, as far as one of my favorite players off the bench to watch. So I'm glad that he's on our team. And time to hand out some summer school grades for these teams in their recent transactions. First up, Desmond Bane to the Magic. I'm gonna give this an A+. A sniper unlocked for a team that needed perimeter juice. A+. Tyus Jones also to the Orlando Magic. Let's give that a B+. Floor general vibes activated. Porzingis to the Hawks. I'm going to give that a B. A big swing for the Hawks, but his injury history has me a little nervous. Also, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, also added to the Hawks this offseason. I'm going to give that grade, let's give that a B+. A nice value pickup that will add shooting, depth, and defense. KD to the Rockets. A. I mean, when healthy, he's still that guy, and he'll be that guy for the Rockets. Dorian Finney-Smith, another addition to the Rockets culture. Speaking of culture, a culture guy, a glue guy, a needed guy, a D guy, a Swiss Army knife, do everything kind of guy. Yeah, A-. Let me get an A-. Now, the Bulls' offseason moves haven't been much, but the re-signing of Tre Jones, I'm going to give that a B. I'm gonna give that a B+. Now, before we get up out of here, I got a little something I want to say to my fellow Bulls Nation fans. I personally am not surprised that Josh Giddey is still yet to be unsigned. One, primarily, the Bulls are legitimately bidding against themselves. There's not any other teams out here right now that have a wealth of cap space to where they can get into a bidding war for his services. And Josh Giddey also is actually kind of paying for the era of the Bulls' ways from last summer when they were so quick, and I do mean quick in signing Patrick Williams, who at that time was also a restricted free agent, in which they pretty much betted against themselves and got him out the way as soon as the free agent bell said go was initiated. And so now they're trying to play the long and smart game with Josh Giddey that they probably should have played with Patrick Williams. But I guess in time will tell. Time will definitely tell what will ultimately happen, whether he opts for the qualifying offer, whether they continue to play this long ball, or whether ultimately somebody steps in and there's a sign and trade initiated. We'll soon find out. But with that, here's the deal. These moves are either master strokes or future NBA Twitter or X or whatever they're calling themselves, roast material. But one thing is for sure, the league is wild and we're here for every second of it. Yes, we are. Now, what move did you like or dislike? Whether it was the moves that we discussed today in today's episode or not, hit me up in the comments or scream to the high heavens. Either way, I want to hear it. Let us know down below in the comment section your thoughts on the offseason moves so far. Until next time, stay chill, stay smart, stay ballin'. See you next time. We outta here.